Protecting women from violent men and from domestic abuse is not an easy task, but never should blame for it be cast on the woman, the primary victim of this type of crime. So says Attorney Richard Sirjoo, who tells Marie-Therese Bernard about protection orders and the response of the authorities to domestic violence.
Attorney at law Richard Sirjoo says the protection order is a way to give women some peace from the person threatening violence on them. Mr. Sirjoo, however, says sometimes, even before a restraining order is acquired, the police response can leave something to be desired.
Where the allegations are real, where 90% of the time they are real, the police fail to act. This is bureaucracy. You have a situation where the police, in their failure to act, compromise the rights of the applicant. I have a situation right now where the ex-husband or so went into the home, beat up the applicant, I think fractured her leg or something, burst up her mouth, tied their dog to a car and dragged the dog in the road, and the police casually say, well, go and get a medical and come back and see me.
He says sometimes police do not investigate reports of abuse even when they actually see the wounds on the victim, and this can continue the trauma of the brutalized woman. Mr. Sirjoo says that if an applicant socializes with the person she has the order against, then this serves to deflate the order and the respondent can go to court to have the order removed. With respect to recent events, the attorney said that the Prime Minister's comments on home abuse were not acceptable.
I would condemn such a statement in the highest possible terms. It is a flagrant and blatant disrespect for our women's hope, and such a statement should not emanate from any masculine person, far less from our Prime Minister, who is supposed to be a role model for the entire country. Because it is biased, it is not true, it is not based on any data or statistics that women make all choices. On what basis has a study been done to say that the victims of domestic violence make poor choices? Where does that come from?
He notes that battered women's syndrome is highly important in dealing with women's maltreatment and must be taken into account when attempts are made to help those who are being abused.
There's this issue of battered women syndrome, and nobody is talking about that. These women are victims, and there's a psychological impact that is perpetrated against them, and nobody is doing anything about it. And when the Prime Minister now comes and makes such a reckless statement without any justification and or statistical data, it doesn't help. As a matter of fact, it makes women feel even more demotivated, or has the potential to topple them over.
Mr. Sirjoo says the protection of a woman cannot rely solely on the woman's choices, and her protection is something which society must take seriously, from laxity in the protection order system to the authorities providing support for her. Marie-Therese Bernard, C News.